Ilkay Gundogan, right, is the most clutch player ever.
Ever, bro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Football Kaki. And with our usual intro, that wasn't a red, that wasn't a yellow. It is official. Manchester City have gotten the double. Welcome to the Football Kaki. I am your host, Eldet, and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Mr. Paul E. Paul, how you doing?
Not bad, bro. Not bad.
Not bad.
I
Not bad
think
is
there's a
good
reason
or
why
not bad
both of
is
us
sad.
are wearing black. Unintentionally.
Yes, unintentionally, but it's also because as two United fans, we are wearing black to commiserate the funeral that happened on Saturday. Saturday, right? Which we will get into. But first, we just want to say thank you to everybody for listening in. As you know, we've come towards the end of the season, so some administrative matters to clear up. So this will be the last episode before we take a break for the coming week. Then as we head into the off season, we will also provide a little more of unique episodes that we have planned out for the off season, so that you will still have some football content coming out and not just feel a bit left out for the next coming months lah. So we've got a lot of things that we want to do for the month and we have planned. So look out for that and just continue to stay tuned in the coming weeks. So today's episode, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the FA Cup final that happened over the weekend between the two Manchester clubs, Manchester United and Manchester City. And of course, this coming weekend's UEFA Champions League final between Manchester City and Inter Milan. But before we get into that, one thing that happened, I think it was like earlier today, is that it is official. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has officially hung up his boots for the final time in his footballing career. A career that spans so many I think we just call it decades, like about two decade long career covering all the clubs from Sweden to Italy, where he's played for both Inter and AC Milan. He's played in England for Manchester United. He's played in Spain for Barcelona. He's played in Holland for Ajax. So many things, and wow, bro, the king is gone officially.
Say, football has retired from Zlatan. And I think, if I'm not wrong, right, I think he's the only player that played in the 90s, the 2000, the 2010s, and now to 2020, you know. He played in every single decade.
Is he the only one?
Yeah, I think he's the only one. Unless Buffon, no, currently still got Buffon, right?
Currently, maybe.
Buffon, yeah. I think only him and Buffon left.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting because like everybody knows Zlatan's personality. He's larger than life. He's extraordinary, right? But there are so many like big moments I can remember. Like, of course, nobody will forget the bicycle kick in England.
Yeah, bro. The bicycle kick is England. The falling out with Pep.
The karate kick goal.
The karate kick goal. He score and celebrate in the same move, right?
Yeah, that was the one I bring up again for PSG.
Yeah.
He
was running in. He slide and tap, and then slides. While sliding, he celebrated.
Yeah, dude. But I think he's more. Oh yeah, he's also PSG also. So I remember there was a long period where like he was known to be like Jose's golden boy at Inter when they won the Champions League.
Bro, he didn't win the Champions League.
Oh yeah, he didn't win the Champions League, correct. He came in after that.
No,
he came in after.
That season.
No, he came before that. Then he went to Barcelona.
Yeah, they swapped Eto'o with.
Has he won the Champions League?
No.
He's not won the Champions League, right? He always came in like at a period when
he's famously known for not winning the Champions League.
Oh yeah, okay. My bad. Sorry.
Buffon.
Yeah, because it was who?
It was won the Champions League.
It was Eto'o and Milito that won the Champions League, right?
Yeah, Eto'o, Milito. I think Eto'o didn't play the final though.
No, but Eto'o was in that team.
Yeah, Eto'o was in it. Schneider,
Maserati.
Yeah.
No, not Maserati. Materazzi.
Yeah.
Materazzi, not Maserati. Maserati. Yeah. Okay, but when we come to that, right, Inter is back into the Champions League final. But we will talk about that later. But first, bro, we got to clear this important thing that both of us are like. Ilkay Gundogan, right, is the most clutch player
ever, bro.
He won the league for City last year. He wins the FA Cup for City this year. Like, no, honestly,
bro,
right?
He won a league for Liverpool last year.
No, for Man City.
For Man City against Liverpool. Then he single-handedly took down Arsenal with this year with the league, right?
Yeah.
And then he took down Man U with.
Yeah, then after that, I think there was the game that pretty much it was the Man City versus Leeds one, right? He scored both goals.
Yeah, bro. The Everton goal also, remember? He chest, then he flicked the ball in.
Yeah, dude. Like, when you need a guy to score a goal for you, right? Ilkay Gundogan shows up. I honestly feel
not just 2 goals, bro. He scored 2 volleys with both feet.
Yes. Yes, but one is a bit more questionable than the other, right? Like, honestly, yeah, bro, when the first goal went in, right, you know what I was doing or not?
I was still like opening the chips.
Bro.
You know, like, yeah, I haven't even sit down yet, bro.
You know what I did? Because FA Cup final started, right? So I went to go and wake up my dad. My dad asked my dad to come down, get ready for the game, right? I come down, then suddenly all I hear is, Gundogan! Then I'm like, huh? Then I look at the thing, right? Then all I saw was like 15 seconds on the clock.
13 to be exact.
Like, I saw the thing at that 15 seconds, bro. It was, I don't know what happened, right? All I saw was, because I missed the kickoff, so all I saw was Ortega long ball, a header, another header, and then a volley, and then go.
Yeah, so basically what they did was they kicked off, then they passed to the midfielder, and then passed to the keeper, and then long ball. So Lindelof won the first header, right? I was like, he shot a header clearance, and then it was a Gundogan / Paul Scholes kind of type of volley. Yeah.
Bro, it was a clean hit. Like, you couldn't hit it any cleaner. Like, it was just like, I was like, oh my goodness. But the thing is that I have a bit more hope.
I feel that if you score this out goal, you deserve to win the final.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, right, I felt that because there was so much time left, I was deciding to be optimistic. Because you're talking about the first minute, you still got another 89 minutes to go. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we got...
Yeah, but you know, it's like...
hope.
Like, it's United, right? They don't do well, like, under... when they go behind first, you know.
Is this United squad? I don't know what is it, but they've been ridden with injuries. I find that at the end of the day, right, we as United fans, we can complain all we want and we can say, oh, they're ridden with injuries, or they didn't do this right. But we have to admit, they didn't play well in the final.
They played crap.
Really, dude, we were bad. We were bad, dude. We gave the ball away too much.
The attack is non-existent.
Yeah, we didn't penetrate at all. Like, we were talking over chat. We were saying, like, the team and the attacking front, right, has got no intelligence whatsoever. Like, I ask you a question honestly, bro. Like, if you're a striker, right, and an attacker, right, your job, right, is predominantly to run into channels, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
It's correct, right? So it's predominantly to run into channels. If you run into channels to try to get space for the midfielders to pass through, right, then at least it creates a more penetrative approach. But what happens if your players are just standing there, bro? Like, you see the front three, like,
that's the
Sancho, Rashford, and who was on the left?
No, Sancho was on the left.
Sancho, who's on the right? Bruno, right?
Yeah, Bruno was on the right.
Yeah, so Bruno was there, right? Like, they didn't even run into gaps to penetrate, bro.
No, the thing is, you need to understand, bro. You are trying to play against a possession Man City. You want to try to press them. I don't think you will survive with come 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So I understand that they try to passively press or try to position their press. But I don't think any team can press City at this in the league right now.
No, the only team
anybody has tried.
Last year Liverpool.
Yeah, the old Liverpool maybe.
The old Liverpool, not this Liverpool.
The thing about Wembley, right, is that the pitch is so big.
Yeah.
So the players have so much space to pass, get into space. The fact that Ortega has a 90% pass accuracy as a second choice goalkeeper.
Correct. This is one thing I want to point out, right? Do you see the stat or not? The De Gea stat?
No, don't even get me started on De Gea, man.
No. We have to get into that thing.
Yeah.
I saw a stat, right? He kicked the ball out from the back 12 different times. And there was not a single time the ball went to a United player.
So 12 all unsuccessful.
12 unsuccessful. 12, bro. If you give me at least 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, I can accept. But 12,
Yeah, and the thing is, when you see when De Gea is on the ball, right? You know how when other goalkeepers, when they have the ball and they don't see the attacker pressing, so they will push the ball out of their box. They will advance forward so that they can have more choices to pass to the goalkeeper, right? Or the players.
Correct.
De Gea is so frightened that the ball has to be in the box. And when nobody's pressing him, he will just clear it. Or he'll either clear it or pass to the easy option, which is a centre back. But ends up they're just boxing themselves in the penalty box.
That's why it's like he has to get over the fear of like, I'm going to lose the ball or something. Because I honestly, bro, there's been too many times this season where he's tried to play ball to feed. It's just been a disaster. And when he's tried to get out of his box, it's he's made mistakes also. Like the Sevilla game, for example.
Yeah, and we're only seeing this now because Ole tried to play out from the back.
Yeah.
And then we just simply blamed it on Ole. It's like, oh, this team is unable to play out from the back. But now, Ten Hag's already changed the defenders to this Varane and Lisandro, right? He still cannot play out from the back. So it's like when you fix the other issues, like the holes will appear, which is De Gea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, basically I just don't have the feeling of being secure when he has the ball. Like every single Man United fan agree.
It's like how like you watch the United People's TV on YouTube, right? Then he also said this one sentence whereby he said like every time he sees the Gea the ball, right, it's just please don't lose the ball. Or please keep the ball.
Yeah, that's the natural instinct really.
And that's the natural thing that we all have as United fans. Because honestly, right, bro, I feel that if you're talking about traditional goalkeeping, right, like let's say for example, his job is to go kick, pump the ball forward, make saves, pass the ball forward, right, then let the defender move the ball. Thing like De Gea's fine. But in a system like Ten Hag wants to implement, which is similar to what modern football teams do, like basically like Barcelona, like Man City, one very good example.
Arsenal also does it now. Yeah.
Arsenal also, right? And Liverpool, they need a goalkeeper, right, that can not constantly produce like important passes out of the field, right? Where your kick and your clearance out of the field means something. No longer a clear for safety anymore already. Which is why I cannot defend him anymore. Because of that particular issue, right? And of course the second goal. Bro. What do you think of the second goal?
I shouted at the TV, bro.
I also shouted at the TV.
I was like, what the
then
I'll be like, oh, come on. Like I was like, I just really say, come on, man. Like it's time's up.
You went come on, right? I went like seriously. What the heck? Like no, because honestly, right? Okay, I'll be really frank, lah. I can't blame the defenders for not picking up Gundogan, right? Because it's very rare, right, that you have a ball that perfect, right, with a volley, that is like similar to the standard of like the David Beckham to post goals. Like it's very rare where it's corner straight to hard volley back at the net without even touching the ground. It's very, very challenging and very difficult. So when the ball came up and I saw Gundogan volley, right, and I saw the scratch, I was like, okay, it's not going to happen, right? Then suddenly I see the net shaking.
No, I saw the touch first. He touched the ball, then the net shake.
Yeah. Then I saw the thing. Then my first instinct was that I didn't even know that I think that he didn't touch the ball. I was really furious already, right? Because
nobody was marking Gundogan. No, nobody was marking Gundogan. So that was an error on the defensive part.
Correct. But the thing is that majority of the time you can get away with it.
Yeah, because like what are the chances of them really trying?
Yes, correct.
Like maybe 1 out of 5.
Yeah. So when the ball hit the net, right? Honestly, right, I was thinking like, how did he let that in? Like that's my whole instinct. I didn't even think deflection anything because you can see the way the ball moves. There's no way there's a deflection.
Okay, I mean, I saw some like mixed opinions about the goal, right? Yep. Apparently, they said it is actually quite hard because he saw it late, and also the fact that just before Gundogan shot the ball, he took a step to the left.
Yeah.
So that's why he became a bit further to dive to the right. So I can understand both opinions. Like I felt that if he got his hand to it, he could have saved it properly, right?
But he got his hand to it.
Yeah, he already did get his hand to it, so maybe he could have like pumped it out before it reached.
Yeah.
But what this shows is like this kind of things has happened too many times. Especially in big games. Like you said, like the Sevilla semi-final. Recently against West Ham. There was one against Everton. You remember he was standing next to the goalpost and then he just let the ball go in between him step it in. Yeah. It's too many, bro. This for a goalkeeper this standard, right? And United's like expectation is not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a reason why I believe also Eric Ten Hag is like still considering whether to renew his contract. And his contract ends in like 25 days.
I mean, like, Like, okay, honestly, right, will you keep him as a United fan? Honest.
Only based on the guarantee we will get somebody in. But if we get Dean Henderson back, then I'll just let De Gea go first, you know.
I
Or
know
just
what you
before
mean,
just before his contract and they try to get a swap deal or something.
Correct. But I'm gonna switch over to like City side because to be really frank, like they weren't how to say like
They just played their game.
they played
just
their game.
control-
That's one thing, right?
they really-
Honestly, right, Haaland was quiet. He wasn't like
Varane did well.
the usual, the usual like few like because Varane and Lindelof they did well. They back off. They let him try things. So they put Haaland in front of him, which is a good thing lah. But De Bruyne he did his thing. City they wasted chances lah. Like to be really frank, we could have been down like 3-1, 4-1 quite easily because there were a few chances where the ball just spun right across the box. And like the ones where like if a player got into that position, right, it's like a tap in that type of thing. So I feel that in terms of chance creation, right, definitely City were better than us because at the end of the day, right, United was playing in front of a back line. They couldn't get past. It's as simple as that lah.
And the fact that we got the penalty, I felt it was very lucky.
Yeah,
it was a super
correct.
random lucky penalty for us to get. So yeah, like you said, I think Man City they just played their game. They weren't exactly on their like 100% best.
Yep.
But defensively they were super sound.
Yep.
And by the time they were up 2-1, they subbed in Ake, Laporte, and Stones played CDM.
Bro,
they played all their defenders.
You know what was the one? Not only that, you know what was the one that I knew was like Pep was confident that they were going to win, right? Was when he took out De Bruyne.
Yeah, at the 70th minute or something, right?
Yeah, like super early, he took out De Bruyne, then put on Foden. I'm like, wow, it's like the kind he's confident enough that the City squad can hold out lah. So that is what it is lah. The final ended 2-1, so I don't think I have much to say about other than City's got one more to go lah.
There's another moral of the story, bro.
What?
Don't give speeches before you play Man City. Eric Ten Hag gave a very big speech, right?
Yeah lah, but the thing is that another
it's always best to
person keep quiet lah. Just keep quiet. It's safe to say right that modern day Man United is Manchester City, which is very hard.
It's just a tough pill to swallow.
It's
fine. It's like even if okay, and honestly, even if it was still at 0-0, I still don't think we could score. We didn't look like scoring, unless Garnacho played from the start. That's the only thing I would have changed.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things to go on. And you can see the difference between the two teams, right? Is that one team you could tell was a bit out of step. United was losing the ball and everything. But you can see the difference, right, bro? Like City, composure on the ball, quickly get the ball forward. Don't panic. Just get it, move it to the next person, move forward. And the thing is that if you really watch it, there's a calmness to Man City.
There's no panic. Yeah.
There's no panic. There's really no panic. It's like there's a calmness to Man City. They're not over anxious, like, oh, I need to get something or I need to get something going, right? There's none of that. And even if they were to like go the things, and we've seen it before, like, okay, time to penetrate, time to go, right? They are never panicked. They're always very calm.
Yeah.
And versus like us, like
and the fact that they never played like Mahrez, Alvarez,
yeah, dude.
Calvin Phillips. Okay, I'm not saying that he's good lah, but De Bruyne subbed off at 70th minute.
Yeah.
Ederson didn't play.
So it's like they beat us, right, without even trying. Like and we've said this. And we've said this before, lah, bro. It doesn't matter who plays better in the final. What matters is the final score. It's whether you win the final or not. Nobody cares about how well you play in the final. It's just whether you win or you don't win. Okay,
wait. So now they won the league and the FA Cup, right? So who plays the Community Shield? Arsenal, is it?
Arsenal, first and second. So it's like if you win both the FA Cup and the Premier League, right? Then the second place team will play for the
second place or second run up for FA Cup.
Second place EPL.
Oh, because that's a higher.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be Man City.
Then why not the second place in the league and second run up play for the Community Shield since they already got the.
Honestly, right, bro, do you want the Community Shield? I don't even count it as a trophy.
I just want to watch one extra game,
I mean, like
want my
we
money's worth. I want my start subscription worth, man.
dude, we've got we will see lah. But it was Community Shield will be Man City Arsenal lah. So 2 down, 1 more to go. Champions League. Inter Milan versus Manchester City, and it is at Istanbul this year.
Oh, memories.
The memories. The last time English club played at Istanbul was Liverpool.
Yeah, both. No, I was gonna say last time the Champions League final was at Istanbul. Was both clubs were in red, right? Now both clubs in blue.
I am blue. Both in red, but I mean that was a debacle of a final by Milan. I think for this one, right, for Inter, we've spoken about Man City. We know the depth and power that Manchester City has. To be honest, right, their squad depth and their capability and their skill is probably the best in Europe, to me.
In the world,
in my opinion.
Right, I think it's in the world. Yeah.
Even if you say in the world, but in just Champions League, it's easy. Like they are the best. Any player goes out already. There's always an alternative. But the difference between this final and the FA Cup final is that, of course, everybody knows that Inter to me is on a higher level than Manchester United. The defensive talent is better.
No, just a striking. Just a striking. The attack, yes.
The attacking talent is also better. I feel that the main difference between Inter and Manchester City, right, is predominantly the midfield. I feel like you've got Barella and you've got Brozovic, but I do think that overall, right, like how City lines up is going to be very important to how well Inter do, because Inter, I feel like they have got Calhanoglu. Mkhitaryan is questionable, by the way. They've got Brozovic, they've got Barella. But I feel like it's going to come down to whether the strikers do well or not. Defense-wise, I think they're pretty much similar.
Because this is where I think Man City will be playing a different team. Because most clubs in England, they play 4 at the back, right?
Yes.
So they play against Man U, they play 4 at the back. They play against Arsenal, they play 4 at the back.
Correct.
Against Liverpool also 4 at the back. But when it comes to this Inter team, they are very good at playing 3 at the back. 3-5-2 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, to be exact. So there's Damian, right? Damian, Acerbi and Bastoni. I think Skriniar also like rotates with them.
Skriniar is
in the front.
The like, is also there also.
Yeah, De Vries, yeah. So protecting them is like Brozovic and Barella.
Yep.
So ultimately, I would believe it's a midfield battle.
Yep.
But the only difference is that City got to defend 2 strikers in Lautaro and Lukaku.
And honestly, Zeko is also there also.
Zeko is a double agent.
No, but the thing is that Zeko
who has been starting? Who has been there starting? Lukaku has been the one that's rotating, right? I think.
Yeah, they've been rotating on and off lah. So like I feel like any of the 3 can play.
Yeah, but I think the crucial ones are, like you said, Barella, Brozovic, Mkhitaryan is quite.
But Mkhitaryan questionable. He's got a hamstring injury, I think.
Yeah, so in a way also you gotta pray for the ex-United boys to do us a favor. Lukaku, Damian, Mkhitaryan. Yeah.
Lukaku,
who's their wingers?
Damian.
Joaquin Correa.
Correa injured.
Oh. Okay,
Correa injured.
Yeah.
But they play wing backs, so it's usually like you will see like either a Dimarco or like a Dumfries.
Denzel Dumfries.
Yeah, Dumfries.
And the keeper is Handanovic, right, still.
Oh, Handanovic or Onana?
Oh yeah. So yeah, see, you can play 2 goalkeeper, no choice. No.
They can still play 2 goalkeepers, so they can play either one. But from what I see, right, I feel that they're gonna play Handanovic and the thing that interests me is because in different games, the center back, right, which is usually like either Acerbi or De Vries, right, it changes one. Bastoni is gonna be there. Then Damian's on the right, but the center
Bastoni is like 1-9.
The center back is going to be the one that's going to be interesting. But here's the thing. I feel even though, yes, you can say that City and Inter will have to defend against 2 strikers, right? City got to defend against 2 strikers, right? City can play any formation they want.
Yeah, I think there'll be at one point you see them, there'll be just like two defenders at the line. Yeah, you know. And
also, I feel like it's the one thing where it's going to be like defense versus offense, but Inter can penetrate. Because Inter's goals if you see right, is it can come from anywhere and anywhere one, and it's quite penetrative one.
Yeah, and they can actually counter also because they have like Lautaro and and like the fast guys. But it's going to be tough because I really don't know how Italian team faces like City now, you know, especially like Inter Milan. Because if it was AC Milan, right, then it's a different story.
Yeah.
AC Milan, you have Rafa Leao, which is the biggest threat lah.
Correct. But
Against
overall,
like Akanji or Walker.
correct. But I feel like overall the Inter team poses more of a threat to Man City rather than AC Milan. Because AC Milan they only got like if let's say you say major threat, I only got one.
Yeah, and like maybe that Giroud.
And maybe Giroud lah, but for Inter it's like you say like Lautaro, Zeko, Calhanoglu, Barella, Lukaku, that type of thing, right?
But do you think it will be like a possession based final?
Actually, honestly, right, if knowing Man City, right, and I feel like if I was in Pep's shoes, right, I try to get like maybe 1 or 2 goals, and I just try to keep possession.
Any team would try to get 1 or 2 goals.
I know, but you try to get 1, 2, then you just keep possession. Because honestly, right, like Inter, they press, but they are also okay with letting you have the ball. So
yeah, for sure. So
yeah,
you can say the same thing. Right? If Inter can score 1, then they will park the bus, right?
Correct. But the thing is that I would rather have the ball, right, rather than park the bus. Because if I have the ball, I can control. If I park the bus, I have to be as good a unit to be near perfect against Manchester City.
Yeah, I was going to say like,
I have to be perfect.
How do you hold the ball against Man City, you know? When they are the ones that is like naturally holding the ball.
Correct. So I was looking at it, right, and I was thinking that it also depends on who's playing for City. Like
it's going to be Rodri, KDB and Gundogan.
Yeah.
Which is what they have been playing. Like.
So wing you think is Mahrez?
Oh bro, you won't even know. I don't think you can foresee this kind of thing. You suddenly see what random Foden at the wing or something.
No,
I think Grealish should be on the left lah.
You think Grealish on the left
Yeah. There's no other left winger that's good to play there. Only the right wing can play either Bernardo Silva or Mahrez.
But I agree lah. If you're asking me whether I'll pick Grealish over Foden, I'll pick Grealish in current form lah.
Because Foden, he uses him as like a second offensive midfielder rather than a winger.
Correct.
Yeah, so, but the thing is that if let's see for Foden that day.
Correct. So like at the end of the day, right, KDB is going to be KDB, Rodri, and Gundogan. It's basically the same midfield that played the Africa final lah.
Yeah, I mean maybe Foden will play right wing. I don't know.
Yeah lah. But do you think Inter can contain Haaland? I think can.
Can. You have 3 defenders. I think teams have shown they can contain Haaland, which is why the attention goes to him, right? That's why you have Gundogan like clutching games out lah, because nobody's backing him.
Correct. But you must also remember that Kevin De Bruyne, right? Although he is known to be more of the playmaker, right? He can still score.
Always, bro.
He is an attacking threat.
For 1 second underestimate him, you will pay for it.
Go already lah.
Okay,
one
of the only ways I see Inter winning this game, right, is if they go to extra time and they win on penalties. Or if they do what Chelsea did 2 years ago. They score 1 and then that's it. They defend all the way.
Park the bus.
Yeah, that's what Thomas Tuchel did.
No, but the thing is that
they literally scored not one lucky lah. They scored 1 play on the counter with Kai Havertz and then that's it. Kante did the rest.
But the thing is that they don't have a Kante. But they have a good midfield and good defense with a very good defensive mind. Honestly.
Yeah, and at that time, Man City didn't have Haaland. So it was easier to mark their players.
Correct. Because I do feel like that if let's say they do come in, it's still gonna be like 7v7, technically. And what I'm saying is that they are gonna let's say for example if let's say Inter lets City have the ball, right, after maybe they go a goal up, right, they're gonna let the 2 strikers go against the two centre backs, So the 2 centre backs, right, they for City, right, they're gonna spread out, but they also have to keep their awareness, knowing that it's not 2v1, it's 2v2. Yeah. Because most of the clubs in England, when they play, right, it's always 1 striker one.
Yeah, majority of the time. So in the league will play 2 strikers. Yeah.
Rare teams in the league will play 2 guys. So because you're playing 2, then it becomes a bit more interesting, because if let's say you're playing 2, right, then I've got the 2 centre backs have to be aware for both. So you cannot overmark one or the other.
So that's why they can counter by playing 3 at the back.
Correct. So if they do that, then they let Silva, right? The midfield and the wingbacks are gonna try to go push forward lah. By the time you push forward, right, Inter's defense is so compact that the entire defense plus the 5 midfielders they're all just gonna go like into their bubble.
Yeah, so like you said, like, ultimately I think it'll be a case of Barella versus KDB, Brozovic versus Rodri.
Then Calhanoglu versus Gundogan.
Okay, because Ruben Diaz has not faced a like very physical striker in the league, right? Maybe Ivan Toney
before.
Yeah, see, that's why now he has to play two. He has to play Dzeko and Lukaku, right? He's not used to playing two big strikers, Yeah, but we will see lah. I honestly don't know how it will play out.
But I don't know. But you think he's playing 4 at the back or he's playing 2? Pep. Yeah.
Pep will play.
I think he's going to play 3.
He'll play a random form. Yeah, he will play 3. I think he will play 3, which is safe because you can. Okay, this is what I do. Maybe play 3 with Stones like roaming in and out.
Yep. Like become the second defensive midfielder lah.
And then they push drop back to centre back anytime.
Correct. So, this one I don't usually root for Italian team but I want Inter to win.
Italian.
I mean, like for Inter, right? It's been a struggle coming back, bro. Like honestly, right? I was reading up, right? Then I found out that Inter, right? Since they won the Champions League in 2010, right? They have been knocked out of the quarterfinals once, right? Out of the round of 16 twice, right? And out of the group stage 3 times.
In that 9, yeah. So that's how. And then the remaining they didn't make it.
And then from 12, 13, all the way until 17, 18, right? They didn't play in the Champions League.
Damn.
So like for them, it's a journey to come back to the final.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting matchup.
If they win it, right? If Inter really wins it,
yeah.
I think Man City don't need to try it. Yeah. They've been trying since that time, right? And then last year they bottled it against Madrid.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Chelsea the previous year, and then now it's in the final. Will Gundogan score? Will Haaland score?
I don't do
What if it goes to penalties? Inter Milan. Yeah.
No, if it goes to penalties, I'm thinking Inter. 100%.
Italians and penalties.
Yeah, the thing. So I read out to you, bro. They've only conceded since the semi-final, right? About 6 goals. They have scored since the semi-final, means that including the thing is 7.
Yeah, but you have to see goals. Their run in compared to City, bro.
Correct. And but the thing is that correct. But the thing is that here's the thing that I find that is going against like this whole Inter Milan thing, this whole Inter problem, right? Is that they've been only playing Italian clubs
or like Portuguese clubs, right? They play Benfica, right?
Yeah. So they've been playing like Benfica and everything like that. So if you include the semi-final, all the way from about the beginning of May, right? Beginning of May, they've been only playing Italian clubs, including the Champions League.
No, bro. They played Porto, then they played Benfica, then they play Milan.
No, as in like since May.
Oh, yeah.
So for the past 1 month, including Champions League, they've only been playing Italian clubs. They've never played anybody outside.
They don't have other competitions anymore, right?
Correct. So the thing is that at least like with City, right, they play Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So
PSG before that.
Yeah, PSG before that. Whereas like Inter is Milan, then after that then before that it was.
Yeah, no, not PSG. Sorry. Bayern played PSG.
No, Bayern. So
Bayern.
So concluding to this, right?
Okay, honestly,
final score.
If you look at it as a holistic thing, right? If you beat Bayern and Real Madrid, I think you deserve the cup.
You should win, right?
Yeah, it's like imagine you beat Bayern and Man City and Real Madrid, then you lose to Inter Milan.
Correct. So okay. Then I ask you this question, right? Like I'm not saying anything, right? But if City don't win, right, is it a bottle?
It depends on the manner how they lose.
Okay.
If it's 1-0. Example, if like the first 5 minutes somebody gets sent off, then it's hard for them really. You get what I mean?
Correct.
If it's a send off,
but if let's say
okay, if it's the same manner, if the same manner as how they lost to Chelsea, that is a bottle job. Confirm. Confirm 1000% bottle job.
Okay. I agree. Okay, so to me, right, I know where my prediction stands, but We shall see. Okay, before we go off, right? I just want to check with you. What final score?
Okay, I'm gonna go for realistic score. I'm gonna say they'll go to penalties.
Yep. I have a feeling also.
And I will flip a coin and say, even if they go to penalties, right, Man City will do it the hard way and win on penalties.
Okay, my whole thing is, mine is for me, right? Final score 1-1. Oh, yeah, you didn't say your final score, but I will think final score 1-1. Inter win on penalties.
Oh wow, okay. So it's penalties, but both of us on the different side.
But both of us flip the coin. What's your score? You didn't say your score.
I think the 0-0.
Wow. Hey, that's gonna be a very hard final to watch.
Like a World Cup final 3-3 that kind of.
Wow, okay. So for everybody out there, do tune in for the Champions League final this coming Saturday. We hope at the end of the day, right, history is being made one way or another. It will be a treble winning game for Man City if they win, and for Inter is a return back to the top of Europe after a struggle of more than 13 years. So with that, that is the end of this week's episode of the Football Kaki.
Come on, Inter, the champions.
All right, so that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. For those of you who are listening, we just want to say thank you. And we hope that you continue to listen to the shows here at the Chit Podcast Network. We've got 2 other shows other than the Football Kaki, which are, of course, the Kopi Bros, where they will be starting season 2 very soon. This coming Monday, 8 a.m. And they always broadcast the shows at 8 a.m. So what is going to happen? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very funny. Kaki Bro Paul is usually on the show as well. On top of that, we've also got our big game show every Friday, the SG Draft Podcast, where we have the entire Chit Chatter Podcast gang, including myself and Paul, where we draft about different topics and we have fun while we are doing it. So do keep a lookout for those 2 shows. And from everybody here at the Football Kaki and the Chit Chatter Podcast Network, we just want to wish you a great week ahead and a happy Champions League final. Inter Milan, please win. I don't want Man City to win the treble. Please.
Tolong. Tolong Inter Milan.
Please. All right. So everybody, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.